this work is simple to build. It implements the vision of the client. The client is NSSF, so they are not responsible for the sizes. It is NSSF itself through its consultants that determine the sizes of the buildings. Also, NSSF, I'm sure they must have done a feasibility study before the project was implemented. Maybe you just tell the committee, you give them a copy of the feasibility study that you did for that project. Remember, if you add even just 1 square meter in such type of buildings, you have to raise the cost very significantly. That it may not serve the purpose for which it was intended. It was intended for low-income people. Now for us, because of our status, when you look at those rooms, they look very small. But in actual sense, I've seen them or never already aware of them. People are living in them very comfortably. So, but when you do the analysis based on the way you live in your home, it is not exactly how it should be. So, the NSSF can help the committee with the feasibility study. Then that feasibility study will show the topography, the type of buildings that they are going to have for the different things. I've not actually that study myself. I did for a project of NSSF in Rwanda. We did that study. So if you give me yours, I'll be able to know why you did what you have done.
Thank you. Maybe if I pick Martin. I want to learn from the contractor. Do you have the report, and now that we're in the committee, to tell us the Chinese wording at the entrance? We didn't say in English. What is there? Is it saying it's your project? NSSF is the tenant. So what exactly did you write in Chinese?
Chair,
that entrance.
Your entrance of this project should be, I do believe, along the Red Build-Up Sentima project. That is, I cannot say magnificent one, but it's a very decent one. We have the artistic work, which is not built yet. And what you've entered, to be honest with you, because just now all the hours were spent on the discussion of the land issue, which me and the foreigner don't really understand, but I understand one thing, that is the road we are using now to construct, we passed through, where you see our signature. There we put the master plan of the project, put the client, the contractor, supervisor, consultant, etc., etc. That road, we literally, as a contractor, is borrowing from Z, because we are passing through that road.
So it goes slow, meaning that the access road passes through Z. You don't have yet one from ownership of an access road.
No, we are the builder. We are the builder. Yeah, we are the builder. So the entrance you enter from is a temporary one. The Chinese words you were asking is our company name, Henan Guoji, in Chinese character. And on both sides are what we put, security, quality, and safety. Those are the Chinese words. And I remember you told me clearly that you have taken pictures and you are going to ask someone to translate. So we may verify. Thank you.
I want to learn from NSSF, Madam. Does this project has, which is still in dispute, this is a construction. Where will now the tenants first? It's another big problem. Who was left behind? Who was delegated? Yes, where? Because now the access road we use is in the Islam. Where are we going to pass?
So, Chair, we are planning the road that.
Your construction project was 63%.
No, it's part of the road.
Who are you, by the way? Who are you?
I'm called Abubakaina.
What is your role?
I'm the senior manager of the state government.
Yes.
So, as part of the project, there is a road connecting off Sentima Road, the one that is being built.
Where? You didn't say another road.
It's I don't know. You have the drawings, the design consultant can quickly show you.
You man was expecting for us the land. There was a gentleman. The land issue, the title issue. So, the access road we used. You have to record before you. The access road we used is passed through the Islam.
Honorable Chair, the access road that we used is at the boundary, because remember we came up and we had to go to the...
Is it in your land, the land you took, or it is in the land still held by Nzai?
Chair, From what I saw.
Not C. These are titles.
Oh, the titles.
These are titles. Partially transferred into your names, and because we entered where there's grazing field, and those other houses. The question is, does the road fall within the land? Still, there is holding on.
Chair, like I mentioned to you on the ground, there is a boundary line, so that's, I believe, is plot 12.
Yes, that's plot 12.
Which is in the names of
NS, but still, that's what Nzei Amos is still cleaning on.
There is, and like I told you on the ground, when we looked at the road. Yes.
Don't stop explaining.
Chair, I wanted to clarify on that. From the surveys that have been done, it's outside of the land being claimed by Nzei.
It falls where? Because
it falls within the NSSF land.
Now, you know Nzei's land?
Yes.
How big is it?
It's around 55.
55. But he claims even more. The issue is, it is on plot 12.
Chair, that road is on plot 12.
Yeah, that's enough. If that plot is that the road is on plot 12, it means the access road is on disputed land.
Chair, the dispute is marginal because it is not anywhere provided for in the agreement, not even in the MOU. It is an imaginary dispute.
Maybe we have had the two parties. One saying you either buy the land from me totally, or with so many proposals. So at this level, it's under interrogation. They are not at par. But as they have documents, they have a picture what this one is saying we are fixing you. So if I call it a dispute at that level, it suffices. Needless to say, now the question of access must be answered. In the event that this land and this issue are not settled, NSSF must have another strategy of creating another access road. Does your land have attached any other road? So that in case of dispute, you have another alternative? MD. Let's be strategic. You cannot say you are going to insist on a road that passes near that within the disputed road.
Actually, Chair, like I was saying, the estate, the interest of the estate, the main interest of the estate, the overall, no, not even the phase one, the overall estate, the 3,500 houses, is a road connecting St. Emma Road. It's from where I saw the apartments.
Where would you say it is from? I'm saying you are planning to place it.
It's part of the design.
It is for design, but not on ground yet.
It's part of the works to be done, is what I'm saying.
Because we are talking about it, because we inspected, we wrote to you as NSSF that we want to inspect this project. We went with you.
Yes.
You showed us the road. And we reached together with you.
Yes.
We even insisted that we can't enter until we get a translation of the wording of the offense, which is purely Chinese, because we are released NSSF. If your submission relates to what we plan to do, you state so. We are referring to the road, a viable road, and the available access road. Now, when you give us questionable responses, we also fail to plan. Because in the circumstances that houses are 63, what if this district is not settled there and then? There must be an alternative strategy of where and how to access the housing estate. So if there's a plan, you state so that we plan to place an access there. But as we speak now, the access you showed us is this one in the plot. Fair off. And we need proof that proof of that.
Chair, I think a consultant came with the drawings. We shall be able to share with you that. And that access we used was for the site. Access to the site. We normally have access to the site, and when we have one, that we will use to operationalize the estate.
So, when you are before Para, here the language will be either you don't or you have. But we think that is either future or past. You can't differentiate. So,
Honorable members, we have access to the site. And we're happy to share the plans and drawings and everything.
Why did you insist on offering explanation? than disclosing what the function was. Is there anything you are hiding? What is the panic for?
No. I thought the misconception was that the current...
Because the road must pass, it doesn't pass from nowhere. We identify plots to a road. The discussion here has been going around plots to a road, where the one purpose is there is agreeing on the same, with its own reasons. And when you say it passes on the boundary, you need to provide an alternative plot that passes in a different plot. That would be the technical answer. Not saying I think it is here, I think. And two, as the way the project is as of now, has no alternative access. But we are hearing from you that you have a planned access. So you must be chronological in your answers and be factual. Don't struggle explaining what you show it has access. The truth is, as we speak, the available access falls within the land that is still disputed.
Where the apartments look like a swamp, down there, where there is apartments, it looks to be a swamp. So that one is also causing questions because
and when you are constructing, it must show. We need to look at the drawing to see that actually there is another planned access according to the design. Are those available?
Yes.
Come and point at the axis. What I want to say, look at. Yes, MD.
I think the Honorable Lake raised the issue of the cost. We're still building, but what we think is it costs us right around 100 million shillings, so slightly less by the time they're done. Now, I will not share with you the cost of. I'll be preempting the market in terms of what we do. But one thing we know is the intention for that is making that some of those units they are very, very affordable. And that's what you see when we find announcements.
The consultant, the consultant not as have they advised on the quality of the walls, the watery walls and the works in there. What was your advice to those constructing?
Yes, Chair, honorable members. Like we mentioned during the site inspection, that defect had already been notified to the building contractor in writing before the inspection.
Have you ever the copy of the sale as we saw it back?
We reshared that documentation shortly after the inspection that day.
You shared with the clerk?
Yes, through the clerk.
I mean, you have to share with the clerk. The clerk to COSASE. Okay, before you go to there, you please avail a copy.
But just to clarify,
yes,
the defect was on the finish to the walls, the painting finish, and not to the structure. And in the comment we pointed out to them, it was to do with the workmanship, the team that applied the finish. Normally, when you plaster and paint, you want that the building is fully sealed and that there is no moisture in the room. So what we believe happened is that a team from the contractors may have painted that particular room and suffered from moisture ingress. So the recommendation is that one, the room is properly sealed and that they repaint that room. That is the instruction that was given to the contractor.
Okay. Contractor, did you receive it?
Chair, we, as I just have explained, we received different instructions from our supervising consultant and we attended to them one by one. In terms of this moisture, as the consultant just explained, the proper way to handle such a defect is to first seal the house and then repaint. So that's why we didn't work on it yet, because we are waiting for the glasses to be delivered and then we close the house and repaint. It will be rectified. Thank you.
Okay. I think we are aware.
But we need to have this information because I've had valuations on the project. Now, we may need to understand the cost of the entire project, the 550 houses. How much is the project cost? Then two, of course, the project also includes other amenities like roads, power, and so on. That is to the contractor. But we need to ascertain the actual cost of the square meter of the house itself. Leaving aside the other amenities that we're talking about, power and so on. We need to ascertain the actual cost of the square meter. I think the consultant must be having this information. Lastly, Mr. Chairman, it comes back now to how much has been, of course, added to the contract. That is now the valuation that has been done, right, from the project started. How much? Because what if we can get the first question, how much was the project cost? Then we shall be able to know how much we've been able to add the contractor in terms of valuations.
Maybe before you answer, 2 minutes to Coach Bob.
Yes. Thank you. May we stand up as the chair?
MD, I think you have noted the evaluation. We need to be certain on the alternative road. I think what was the design? Now, the alternative road is on which road? The access road. We want clarity in terms of road. You will agree us. Yeah, we need to be certain of that. We want to identify the existing road, and I think we are in agreement is on plot 12. Now the alternative road, as designed, is on which plot? Have you seen it or? Yes.
Allow us time to coordinate with them, then we can get to the road.
You are coordinating with who?
Our team from the real estate, the ones who provided the map to you.
But they have been constructing not knowing where the road will be placed.
It's reconciling the placement of the road with the titles.
Yeah, but where it is releasing be, it's not to do with the time.
Yes, please allow us that. Let's just
Because the project becomes an issue. If there is no access road, yes, you are pounding money, you are constructing. But again, there is no clearly established and settled access road. When we find that as it is that plot 12 has issues yet to be sorted, access road is very key because it puts on hold every other development. And so we need certainty in terms of, in the event that it can't pass on plot 12, where else is it going to pass? And we also need the certainty that wherever you think it may pass, you have the permits and permission to place the road there. Because if it is on a main road, for example, you need the relevant clearances on how to now introduce a new road. It can't be just a verbal response. And as it appears, we haven't settled on that. So I'll put that matter on hold. And in our next engagement, we must furnish us with the answers and how far you have moved in securing that the alternative road is mapped. And I think such a project requires more than one access road. It's a huge project. I don't know if you designed more than one access road or one.
We designed for more than one.
You designed for more than one. Did you press portion numbers on the design or not yet?
We are trying to get the plot numbers.
Okay, by our next engagement, we need clarity. Let's move quickly to Uganda case. What is the MD? Before I go to the why I'm acting, not the MD. You know, Uganda case received a facility, a loan facility from NSSF, and it is not for a secured. It was captured by the Mutajen, and that's why we invited you. We made a follow-up visit of the factory. I don't know if we saw the basic operation areas of the facility, but at least we saw some. Now, before I put you on record, where is the MD for you to be acting?
Good question, Honorable Chair. With me is our company secretary, Mr. Mathias Nayaka. I'll allow him to respond to that question. Thank you.
So, colleagues, we interrogate Uganda case because among the audit queries, NSSF extended a loan facility of how much billion? 20 billion. And this facility was partially secured and partially unsecured. Now we come in the interest of the pensioners, the savers. We want to certain that the money is safe. But the entity where they invested as an acting MD. So, Company Secretary, why is it full or
Thank you, Honorable Chair members. The contract of the previous MD expired at the end of January this year, and it was not renewed. So the board appointed Mr. Jones Muwadda as acting MD with effect from 1st February 2026, and currently there is a process underway by the board to appoint a substantive MD. In fact, this morning from 10 a.m., the committee responsible has been holding meetings, and one of the items was the appointment of an MD. We did not appear there, going to report that matters of this committee take priority, so we came here. The proceedings are ongoing by our representatives. Thank you.
So they are conducting interviews?
They are not conducting interviews, they are handling the process for appointing an MD to lead that process.
Okay. And the former MD, did he go in peace or he was in court?
He went in peace. His term was a 5-year term, and it ended on the 30th of January 2026. Both him and the board reached an agreement not to renew the contract.
So now, why don't you offer NSSF security for the money advanced to you?
Mr. Chairman and members, the company already offered security in the form of 4 titles. That loan, Mr. Chairman, as a background, was secured for the construction of the company's factory at Kamukoli. In Eastern Uganda, some 5 or so kilometers outside Bari City. So, the titles that have been offered to the NSSF to secure the repayment of the loan are the titles for that factory. The other titles of the company for its land here in the road are with the Housing Finance Bank as security for another loan. That loan for Housing Finance will expire in 2028. We are aware that we have been concerns about whether the security titles of Kamukoli are sufficient to secure the loan. We are aware of that, the company is aware. One of the proposals is that once the housing finance loan is fully repaid, some of these titles also be given to the National Social Security Fund in addition to the 4 titles that we
Maybe, Councilor, just a quick one on that. You mentioned that the titles being which are in Housing Finance Bank, which are secured in another loan, there is running out something in 2028.
Yes, Honorable.
Maybe if we could get the exact date, that's the first one for me. Then 2, you also mentioned that they could be given to NSSF group. I think for the purposes of our committee, we want some bit of certainty, because what the general raised was asking you, not you personally, Uganda Clays, to provide more security to secure the, because there's a big part of the loan which is unsecured, which of course gives the NSSF in a vulnerable position. So what should be preoccupying Uganda Clays now would be how can we provide more security to cover up for the gap, either through those particular titles when they are released from a housing finance bank or any other because that would be what is preoccupying you. That is for our interest as a committee. And from Uganda Clay, what we want to hear is how do we answer this query, because we have raised it as a very, very important query, and that's what the management, I'm sure. I don't have instructions to speak for them, but I'm sure that's what we want. And how do we get more cover for that loan?
And maybe as you answer it, in our oversight, you mentioned about your proposals or readiness on how to make good the loan even before expiry of the loan period. Could you now substantiate for us any such arrangement and justify that it's possible until then?
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chair, and the Housing Finance Bank loan, the repayment is on the course, the company is on the schedule, and it will be fully repaid by the end of February 2028. Whether the company shouldn't give additional security to the NSSF now, Chair and members, all the company's titles, all its properties are mortgaged before to NSSF and the ones around Kadansi to housing finance. So the company does not have currently any other titles to give as security. But the company is committed to giving additional security once the titles with the NSSF are released at the end of the loan tenure in February 2028. Now, about repayment of the NSSF facility. There is an agreement to start repaying the loan from 1st January 2028. But the company is not going to wait until that date. The company is going to make proposals to the NSSF to start repaying that loan with effect from October this year, 2026.
When are you making such proposal?
Now,
wait there.
So now,
we accept facts.
There is a board committee meeting on the Thursday, the committee responsible for finance. There is a paper.
So you are responding.
Yes.
And briefing us in anticipation of the meeting.
The company management has submitted a paper to the board finance committee containing proposals to start repaying the NSSF loan with effect from October.
When you say management, you mean what?
Management meaning the MD, the financial controller is here. They have submitted a paper to the board, which is going to be considered on Thursday 20th. And that committee will send
that is this week?
Yes.
Yes.
And then the full board is sitting next Wednesday on the 26th.
Yes.
And that is one of the business that will be considered in that board meeting. What installments to propose to the NSSF for the start of the repayment of the loan with effect from October. But the commitment to start repaying in October is there.
Paying how much?
The installments are contained in the proposal to the board, but since the
could you
is here, I can answer.
Could you avail us your paper that has a proposal to the board?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. That was very good.
It was a very you have a copy of that. You have an additional copy?
But most importantly, for Uganda Clays, what happens is that it accelerates.
It is not is it your practice that the document is not signed?
That I don't know about that document. I don't know about that document. Share.
It is a comprehensive
one we avail, I'm sure.
It is a comprehensive NSSF loan repayment and debt servicing plan.
Yes, they just gave a copy, Chair, but the one we availed.
The one you availed?
Yes, we forwarded the documents that were requested for. Anyway,
You availed to who?
it's all your, one of the plans.
One of them. You come and sign this copy, then it's what we also have.
Okay, we'll do that.
You first come and sign. Because
So, Chair, what I was saying, he's speaking. Thank you. What I was saying is in the interest of Uganda claims.
I want to see you sign it.
Yes, I'm inside, Chair.
You come and sign it. No, let him come. I want to see you sign it. He must own the document. Why do you have to sign it? You signed all pages. One copy is enough. No, but you running NSSF loan as of July 2026 is 25.52 billion. Is the figure presented?
It is, Chair.
Not to you. I want to them the NSSF from my
CFO. Yes, we confirm the figure is correct.
the figure is correct.
Yes.
So they are proposing a forecast balance by October 2026 of 26.40 billion. Repayment commencement first January 2028. Expected final payment July 31st. And I'm seeing monthly payment provision 2026. They are proposing 100 million annual. Okay. Proceed.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Chair. So it is in the interest of Uganda claims to accelerate the debt repayment. The reason being that if we honor what we've given or what I've signed, we should expect to have a saving of 10 billion on interest. And we should also be able to resettle that loan by 2031 instead of 2034. Thank you.
So instead of 2034, you want to pay it fully by 2031. Now, apart from this, what any proof of your readiness to execute this? Beyond the pending approvals.
Thank you, Chair. That's a very good question. Good enough we visited the plant that I just applied with the other honorable deputies. And most importantly is that productivity has increased, has improved, market growth.
How do you assess that has improved? You use figures.
Yes, unfortunately, Chair, there is information that I can't give you, which is material, non-public information. The reason being is that we are listed as Uganda claims. And however, we should be releasing our results very soon. And you'll be able to see those numbers.
Okay. In terms of security, okay, here you are committing to pay. In terms of security, any possibility of offering NSSF additional security for the loan?
So just to rectify on the issue of security.
Where are the other titles?
Yes. Our company secretary mentioned that all our titles are with one of the banks. However, we should be able to pay this amount of money as I've given you in that plan that we've given you. The other thing is that by 2028, which is early 2028, we also agreed as Uganda claims to offer our land as security or pledge it. But I also wanted to mention, Chair, that if you look at note 34 of the financials, 2025 financials, you will find that the land or the property in Kamongoli is currently at 23 billion. When we got into this contract, when we got into the agreement with Uganda, with the National Social Security Fund, which is NSSF, at that time, that amount of collateral or security was sufficient. So out of the 25.6 billion, which is let's round it up to 26 billion, we were only left with about 30 billion that is not secured. So that is 3 out of 25, which is not significant.
Anyway, your figures don't have backup evidence. They are just entertaining as well. But let me open up here.
Thank you, Chair.
Let me open up here. Yes, what open up here?
No, I just wanted to comment.
Who is your bidder?
The marketing director.
He's not the company owner.
He's not the company owner, but I wanted to thank him because I read the report.
Wait for the alumni association.
Honorable Chair, so I think as we are here to see how to move forward, I think it's just a lesson, I think, that if there is any business to be transacted, there are certain precautions we must follow. You cannot just pass error and then we do the right thing. Then you are setting a bad precedent. And to my concern, Chair, our brother there is in acting capacity. He could be having all these good plans and is not confirmed in the near future. Or is he placed somewhere, so and his strategies can die from there. So what an assurance from such.
Are you saying they should confirm it?
No, I am not saying so. No, my worry is.
We just need the company secretary.
Yes, my worry is.
Company secretary is your contract safe?
Yes, because we're meeting with you and at the end.
The company secretary?
Yes.
What?
Mr. Chairman and members, Mr. Muwadda is acting, has been appointed acting MD according to his contract. He has the full authority as the CEO of the company. But also, his substantive position is head of finance. So, in both capacities, he really has power to bind the company. And even if tomorrow is not MD, that document is still binding on the company, and the company will, of course, make sure that those commitments are fulfilled. Mr. Chairman,
Okay. Yes, Honorable Bruce.
Also, to appreciate that there is work going on between NSSF and Uganda Clays. And Chair, as a member of this community, I also know that the products from Uganda Clays are fair advanced and having a good market share. So let's hold them on their promised chair and wait for when the board will make a conclusive decision. Because for now, we are speculating and speaking. We could task that when the board finally decides, their decision is communicated to NSSF in time, but also the committee gets a copy to know how to report about this query when we are making a report to Parliament as a chair.
Thank you. So I think MD, any quick response on whatever has been raised. There is a fear that maybe if you are not renewed, now all these good plans will it is anticipation that maybe it may be approved or not. Even if you are a bit reserved on your responses that you are a listed company, and we also here insisting you must tell this committee and be assertive to this committee as to how the Auditor General's query will be rectified in line with either offering security or payment in full of all the money advanced to you from NSSF.
Thank you, Chair. We will pay this money. The bad press you heard about Uganda Clays in the papers, we've turned the corner. Good enough you've seen our 2025 performance. We're ensuring that it's sustainable. And most importantly, to also thank NSSF for being gracious to us and giving us breathing space. If you not, Chair and honorable members, from 2015 to 2025, one, NSSF had a security and there was no interest had been frozen. So at 20.6, we moved from 2015 to 2025, and the loan was still frozen at 20.6. However, the NSSF management, I would say, pulled the master stroke and requested one for security and also reinstated interest. What that means is that workers' money or members' money is protected and served, and most importantly, what we should be noting is that NSSF or Uganda Place for that matter has not treated off that amount. The payment hasn't been written off, it has just been deferred until when paid. So in conclusion, I'd just like to reiterate that we will pay this money at Uganda Place. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The other time is the bank. Another bank. They plan, according to them, to pay, but that is not yet backed up with evidence. That's the strategy. The Auditor General has raised a query against you as a necessary. The taxpayer in Uganda remain concerned with our money in hand. You may pronounce interest, but fail to pay the interest for a saver. Now, we'll try to correct and give us a position.
Just as an update on what was the audit report. Remember, the audit report had a valuation number, which was in the last valuation that had been done on the Kamakoli property was around 2022. Based on the report of the MD, that valuation, the valuation for the property is now 23. So the gap between the loan and the valuation of the property has narrowed to 3 billion. And I think I'm comfortable with that. One, because we came from a position where this loan was never secured.
We don't trust the mathematics of NSSF. What could have occasioned the increase in the cost and the value of Kamakoli land? Because now we want to rely on and backed up mathematics. Who said that the value has increased and on what basis?
By the time the auditor picks it up in the report, there's a bit of reliance to know that they didn't just pull it out of the air, but they had evaluations done that would support that now, because they don't become a problem for the auditors themselves. And I think the thing that even as the owner of the rest of land has a way of natural appreciation. Because land is a finite community. We're not creating any more land. And then we're becoming more and more one rely on that land. That by itself creates pressures that the value of the land will go up over time.
Thank you. Now, of course, we shall further for pension towers. The company name is CR. Please access the microphone.
CRCEG, China Railway Construction Engineering Group.
China Railway Construction Engineering Group. Thank you. We also inspected the ongoing works. It appears a sizable building. One that we had concerns to do with the parking space, the size of parking, the time the project has taken, the changes in contract. I think it was formerly by local construction. We have someone from local construction.
No, sir. They don't make it.
Okay. We have now the new contractor, China Railway Construction Engineering Group. And I think part of the question was to do with the parking. They planned the parking space. You briefed us that you are looking at group, is it group A? Class A of the type in terms of office space. So we want to learn. first of all, why the project has dragged on. Why the project has dragged on. When did you start construction as China?
The real construction work started February of 2019.
February 2019. You were given how many years?
The original contract is for 3 years.
3 years. Now you are how many years?
So right now we're counting 7 years.
And when do you plan to finish it?
Planning to complete it in 31st of January of 2027.
And those will be how many years?
That is about 7.
About 7 years. How many? At now it's 7.
Yes, about 7.
Have you got clearance for those? Did you have variations on the report in terms of period?
Yes.
Yes? MD, what is the project you are working on?
If we take it from Feb 2019, because that's when substantive work last started. As you may recall, I know many times when we mention this, COVID hits the country March 2021. And that basically, as you know, however much construction was going on, it created a pace of construction that slowed down. So just the 2 years that the country is dealing with COVID, a substantial slowing in the amount behind the work has to be done. And then there are a bit of changes that were made in this project, with certain things that we want to do, especially creating the type of building that we do related teams. That has taken time.
I think I'm going to put on hold this matter. I want to appoint a small team, ad hoc team, committee, Dr. Batua, input to the technical people. I want to first study these extensive documents about the patient now. Where is his volunteering? Rosale, Dr. Batua, and Aki, I want to put you because you said you're all busy in the other company. Secretary Board is a big team. Okay, let me have Secretary Batua, Martin, and Aki. Dr. Batua, you lead that team. Study extensively this patient tower project, and our next meeting on Monday. Don't ask your input on the team.
There is something I need to pay.
If it is about patient tower,
No, not that.
okay, let me first pronounce on this. So let them study. We shall come with and have an extensive overview of the entire project, so that we are aligned well. The question is quite a sizable project. We need to interrogate based on facts. Of course, when we visited, we had a reservation, given this background, we did enter, and it was on the side of caution. But we understand that the team on ground, the CRID, must have done commendable work. So we need to appraise ourselves with the progress so far. Based on the police access, deliver the records, and we see how best to proceed with a thorough discussion over this particular project.